everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. Today is release day for our November Quilty and Stitchy Pillow of the Month and our November sticker pack. So if you've been with us for all 11 months now, we are almost done with our monthly sew along for 2024. I can't believe it's almost over. And by the way, if you're curious, December is already done and it is so cute. I think you guys are going to love it. But today is all about November. So let's go ahead and take a look at all the November goodies. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention really quickly is that once we release the December Pillow of the Month, we will be also at that same time releasing the bundled patterns. So right now you can only get them individually, but in December when we do that release, you can get the full kit of all 12 months of the Stitchy patterns and all 12 months of the Quilty patterns as well. And let me know in the comments below if you'd like, and I can do a bundle pack for all of our stickers too. If you've been waiting around and haven't got the stickers yet, we can list a bundle of stickers so you can get them all at once. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to leave me a comment below. All right, let's go ahead and start off with our stickers. If you're new and you haven't seen any of our videos, the stickers come in a cute little pack like this. There are 6 of them. They are high quality vinyl stickers, full color, and I've been using my fabric lines to design these. So you'll notice that all the prints on the November stickers are from my Harvest quilt line. These are, like I said, high quality vinyl, so they're perfect for water bottles, laptops, guitar cases. I've got them on my sewing machine, my computer monitor. They're just starting to appear everywhere. And they're also fun little gifts. So if you're giving a gift, sticking a couple stickers in is always really fun to get. So let's go ahead and just dive right in. So we're gonna start off with our little tomato pincushion. Look how cute. The pinheads on this are cute little leaves. We also have a patchwork leaf block, and that's in our little scallop shape. We've got our truck of the month. This one is our backed up truck, and he's got a bed full of leaves. And then on the license plate for that, it says Goldie. I've been putting a different name on all the licenses for our trucks and our sewing machines. Speaking of sewing machines, here is our sewing machine for this month. It's really cute. It's got a little quilt being worked on there and a pincushion. And then the nameplate on the machine also says Goldie, so she matches the truck. This next one is actually a replica of what is to come for our quilt and Stitchy patterns. So we've got our little leaf bundle there with a little patchwork border. And then lastly, we have our cute little mug. This one says it's sweater weather. And then it has that cute little pile of leaves underneath. So those are all of our stickers for November. Let's go ahead and talk about our cross stitch. So every month I am trying to do a little bit of a different cross stitch version finishing for you so that you can have different ideas for all of our pillows. And then as you probably already have seen, we also have a whole cloth version in the pattern as well. So if you didn't want to do the pillows, you can do that whole cloth version. My tester has been doing both and the whole cloth version is adorable, so I might need to go back and make that as well. But this is what our pillow of the month looks like for our Stitchy. And I went ahead and did another rectangular pillow. I haven't done a rectangular shape since March, so I thought we would throw another one of these in there so he's not all by himself. And for finishing this one, it's really easy. All the cutting instructions are of course in the pattern, but I went ahead and sewed on, this is 1.5 inch rickrack, so I sewed that right along the edge of my cross stitch, and then first just to make sure it didn't go anywhere, and then I sewed on this outer panel so that the rickrack is just tucked right behind that outer panel of fabric, which I think looks really cute. It kind of gives it just a little bit of a frame. On the back side, I used just some scraps left over from my Harvest fabric, and these are also from my Harvest fabric as well. And then for the cross stitch, as usual, it's stitched on 14 count Aida in the beautiful beige colorway, and it's got just those fun little leaves. It appears that I am throwing aqua into everything this year because I had to throw a little aqua leaf in there, but I think it's really cute, just adds a pop of color. But we've got some reds and oranges, a little deeper orange down here, and then we have a green leaf. And then I just did a border, and the corners of the borders have just little leaves on them. The finished size of this pillow is about 3 by 6, so it's not super huge. It's really close to the size of our March pillow if you finish that one off in the rectangular shape like I did. I don't have a video tutorial for this because it was just super easy, but all the information is in the pattern. The only thing I would, I guess, say is that I left my opening down here on one of the edges so that it was just a little bit easier to sew up. Whenever possible, I try not to leave the opening for turning my pillow by the cross stitch because the cross stitch fabric tends to fray and it's just a little bit harder to deal with. So I just left my opening on one of these edges and then hand stitched it together. If you need help on how to finish off these pillows with the hand stitching and everything, go back and watch the January video. I do all of that in detail there. So I show you how to stitch the opening closed. So it's like an invisible stitch and you can't see it. So go back and check that out if you need help finishing off these little pillows. But all the information is also in the pattern. That's it for the Stitchy pillow. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Quilty pillow. Okay, so here is our Quilty pillow. Look how fun that is. And I've just got my 4 little leaves. Again, I threw the aqua in there just because I just love that pop of color. Not only that, but it matches, obviously, my harvest fabric. I did use harvest fabric for this entire pillow, by the way. So I just did my envelope backing. The instructions on how to do this backing are, again, in your pattern and also in that January video. And I used some leftovers that I had from my harvest quilt. So if you made the harvest quilt, you will have enough left to do the fronts of this. And you may have to make the background scrappy. I don't know if you have enough of this one print. I used my the little tan dot print, but there's another low volume creamy background with a really light brown and they're like little flowers. You could use that too. So if you do that, I would do maybe that one for opposite pillows. So for like the blue ones, and then do the dots for the opposite pillows. So even your backgrounds can be a little bit scrappy. Then for the tops and sides, I did 2 different low volumes. So I did this little striped low volume right here. So I did this little striped low volume for this one, and then I did that white pumpkin print for my outer, and then I did 2 different browns for my corners. So it just looks nice and scrappy and fun, and really it is scrappy because I just used all of my leftovers. I, of course, added one of my little labels. So this one I didn't do binding on. I just placed the pillow front and the backing right sides together, sewed around it, and flipped it out. So I did want to add a little tag. So my tag sticks out, but I think it's cute. This tag is from everemblem.com, and I think it's called Floral Whimsy or Whimsical Florals or something like that. Whimsical Flowers, I don't know. Search something like that on her website. If I can remember, I'll put it on the screen here for you. But she has a lot of different ones on her website that you can choose from, and so these are just the ones I did. I'm actually running out, so I need to go back and get some more shortly. So since we have to make a lot of half square triangles, I thought I would share a couple of my techniques for making half square triangles and for chain piecing. So whenever I have a pattern that calls for half square triangles, I usually cut my squares larger than the pattern calls for, and then I will trim them down to size like you see me doing here in this video. So for example, if it calls for 2.5 inch squares, I will cut 2 3-inch squares. That's going to just give me a little bit of wiggle room when I'm making my half square triangles. And then as you can see here, I have perfect points on those half square triangles, even if my sewing isn't perfect. The other thing I like to do is chain piece, chain press, and chain trim. So you can see here that I have sewn all the same pieces without cutting my thread in between. So that's your chain piecing. Then I will take those to my ironing board and press them all at the same time, thus the chain pressing. Next, I'll take those to my cutting board. I'm just going to flip this piece back again really quick. I'll take those all to my cutting board, and then I'm going to line them up on my ruler like you see here, and then I will just chain cut them all at the same time. I think this is so much easier and faster. I'm actually still not going to cut these pieces apart because I have to add one to the other side. So now I'm going to go ahead and chain piece the other side. As you can see, this is just so much faster when you have to make a lot of the same type of block. I'll cut those again, and then again press them all at the same time. And then once those are done, I will cut them apart finally, and then I'll trim them all at the same time. So I tend to work in batches when I'm making something like this. This is really helpful if you're making a lot of pieces. This pillow only has a few pieces, But as you can see, you can make those pieces really quickly, and then they're all finished when you're ready to assemble. So for the leaves on this block, I just thought I would show you quickly how I put those together, and you can make these scrappy or you can make them all the same color. I chose to make my leaves all the same color, but I usually make them scrappy. So each of these little pieces I'm adding would normally be all aquas, but all different aquas. For this pillow, I just went ahead and made them all the same. But you would sew all 3 rows together and then sew those rows together, and then here you have your little leaf. And for this pillow, you're going to need 4, so I made 4 different leaves all at the same time. Now moving on to completing this pillow, you can see I rotated my leaves so they're all facing different directions, and if you press according to the pattern, you'll see that all of the seams are going to nest up really nicely, and nesting just means those seams are going in opposite directions, so when you sew them together they create a flatter seam, and they also give you better points on your finished product. So I'm just going to sew both those layers together, and then when I press them, I'm just pressing them in opposite directions. That way even that center seam will nest when I sew those rows together. So as you can see right here, I'm putting them together, and look, that center seam and all the other seams are going to nest perfectly. So I'll just sew that with my 1/4 inch seam and then press, and this one doesn't really matter which way you press, so I'm just going to go ahead and press them up. And I just give them a quick press all over, and then here we have our finished center portion for our pillow. And here's what the finished center for our pillow looks like. As you can see, all of those points are lining up perfectly, and then you're ready to move on to adding your borders. And here we go. I thought I would take it out just so you can see it a little bit better. It's a little bit stretched out since it was in my pillow form, but isn't that so fun? And here you can see the prints that I used for those borders a little bit better as well. For the quilting on this, what did I do? I think I just did big swirls, did I? For the quilting on this one, I just did some big swirls and loops. I was probably in a hurry and just trying to get it done, but I like for fall quilts to do swirls, loops, anything like that. You can add a little leaf in here and there. It's really fun, but the swirls just remind me of the leaves like kind of swirling around in the wind. So I always do something swirly for my fall projects. And then because I sewed these right sides together and then flipped them back out, you may notice that I did go back and run a top stitch right around that edge. So just about 1/4 inch away from my edge, I just went back around and just ran a top stitch all the way around my pillow. Just kind of helps keep everything organized and in place, especially if you wash it. I didn't do that to all my pillows, and it's not necessary, but for whatever reason, I just felt like doing it to this one. So, and I think it kind of gives it a nice little finished edge as well. So the other thing I wanted to share with you, I've been using a down pillow insert, and I just bought this one. There's feathers coming out of it. I just got that off Amazon. It's a 22 by 22 down pillow insert. I have some from Amazon linked in the description box below. I think this one might actually have been from IKEA as well, so you can get these everywhere. But if you are allergic to down and you need something a little more hypoallergenic, I did get sent these pillows, and I will put information on the screen here where these are from. These are a hypoallergenic pillow. They are nice and soft and puffy, but they also hold their shape, which I love for pillows that are going to go on the couch, because I don't know about you, but my kids and husband just plop down on the couch, grab the pillow, they lay all over it, put their feet on it. I mean, who knows? By the end of the day, my pillow is super squished and like distorted, and I have to kind of like fluff it back up. But these are really good. They're nice and thick, and they hold their shape really well. And it says they are superior loft, maintain their shape, non-allergenic, and they're also completely washable as well, which is really cool. So if you have some allergy issues and you can't do the down inserts like I've been doing, I will put a link on where you can get these below as well. All right, that is everything for our November Stitchy and Quilty pillow release. I hope you are enjoying our sew along. I already have next year's planned, so we will be doing a 2025 Sew With Me series here on YouTube like we did back in 2023 and 2022, 2021. So look forward to that. That will be coming in January, but for now, head over to my shop. You can grab the November Stitchy or Quilty pillow patterns and the stickers. Also, if you have any questions on this beautiful tree that's been behind me the whole time, I have a whole video on it. This is from King of Christmas. This is possibly one of my favorite trees I've ever owned. It is absolutely stunning. I love it so much. So go back and check that video out. I'll link it somewhere up here on top of the screen for you if you're interested. And if you hadn't noticed, it's also perfect for all of our little ornaments if you've been sewing along with me over the last couple of years. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to thumbs up and subscribe. You can also hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming fun. I have a ton of fun holiday content coming your way. And it's almost time for Vlogmas. We're really excited here, so I hope you guys are too. If you don't know what Vlogmas is, that's where we will be vlogging our daily lives every day in December leading up to Christmas, which is crazy. I can't believe Christmas is already coming. But we'll be sharing little snippets of our daily life. So if you're curious about what it's like over here at our household, stay tuned for Vlogmas. You can tune in every day. I will be dropping those videos at 6 p.m. every day for the month of December. So stay tuned for that coming soon. That's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next video. So you'll notice some of the prints on our stickers are from my harvest, actually all the prints on my stickers. And then the bumper on there says autumn. Is that right? I need my glasses. Goldie. So it's like an invisible stitch. This is actually the side, so it's a little bit messier than the other side, but it's okay. All right, that's it for the Stitchy pillow. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Quilty pillow.